Hey, for many of you guys who are followers or subscribers, you guys would know that with my last video that I was getting ready to go to Vegas. Um, last week I had a great time while I was there. I met up with a buddy of mine that was in the army with me, and we went to watch the L.A. or not L.A. but Los Angeles, excuse me, Las Vegas Raiders play, and they won while we were there, so that was really cool. But what was a little upsetting was is that our flights were pretty crazy. You know, if you guys don't already know, this last hurricane hit about the same time I was trying to fly, and my flight was canceled um, at first because of not being able to fly to Charlotte and then Charlotte out to Vegas. So I went and I changed it to where I was going to fly up to um, Philadelphia, and then from Philadelphia I was going to fly out there to Vegas. Well, as the hurricane was hitting a day or two before I was leaving, um, things started changing a little bit, and with all the news that everybody's been noticing, that North Carolina mountains got hit really bad with the storms and all, and that was a mess. Well, it was like the day I was trying to fly, um, that's when most of it was moving further up north, like where Pennsylvania is and Philly. So many things were getting messed up with me trying to fly up there for me to fly over to Vegas. So I had to quickly change things back to where I would be flying from where I'm located at to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte on over to Vegas. Well, things things seemed to be okay then, except I was going to be showing up there in Vegas like an hour and a half, a little bit later than what I thought. So, but that wasn't too bad. Now, uh, so I had a great time there in Vegas. I had a chance to see things I didn't see my first time I was out there. Um, uh, you know, you're in the desert, so it got pretty hot. A lot of us here in the U.S. we know what our degrees are like. So when I was there, it was like 100 and I think they were saying 105 degrees. While here where I'm located at, it was in the 80s. But I only took blue jeans with me and t-shirts. I didn't take any shorts or anything like that, so I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Well, when I was there, yeah, it got hot, but with it being a dry heat and things like that, it wasn't too bad to be wearing blue jeans. I didn't sweat real bad while I was out or anything like that. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. My buddy that I met up with, he had shorts and things like that, but I didn't really think it was that big of an issue. But but the biggest thing was when I was flying back home, right before we even left Vegas, I got on my plane at 2 o'clock, and they told us that they won't able to leave yet. That there were some issues on the plane They were saying it was the fire extinguisher that was on the plane. Um, they had to change it out, and apparently, since it got so hot there in Vegas, it might have caused some issues, and that's why they decided to change it out. I don't know, but anyway, so we ended up leaving from Vegas like 3 hours after we were originally supposed to leave. So it was right about 5 o'clock. So when I got to Charlotte, um, I got there so late to where I was missing my second flight to get home. And there were no other flights being able to take me to my destination. So basically, I had to stay there in Charlotte. Well, because of hurricane, the hurricane caused a lot of people to leave the mountains, and many people went to Charlotte to find a hotel. Well, because of that, um, since I wasn't able to find a flight to get me home, the airline was supposed to give me a place to stay for the night. Well, they couldn't do that. Um, and they gave us a little voucher for something to eat. Well, they were giving us only $12 for the voucher. And when I went to get something to eat, it was probably about, I don't know, maybe 1:30, maybe 2 in the morning. Um, I got something to eat, and they only had a couple of places open there at the airport for me to be able to get something. And the dinner I was getting was like a little over $24. And it was like I probably maybe would only pay that maybe $6 uh, if I was to get it at home somewhere. The plus the I mean the food just tasted like crap, and it was a mess. But what can you do, you know? And so I ate my dinner, and I should say dinner slash breakfast, but it was a mess. I ended up staying awake throughout the night because I did not want to fall asleep and um, for some reason miss my next flight that I was going to be flying out of or anything like that. So I fought it to try and stay awake through the night. I would stand up and walk around the airport. I would go to some of the stores that they had available, and I would just walk in and look around some of the things that they're trying to sell and stuff like that. And if there was something that would grab my eye, you know, would try and buy it and things like that. So, but yeah, it was a mess, and I believe it was about 11 in the morning when I was on my flight getting ready to leave because it was a little after 12 when I got home. So, yeah, it was maybe a little bit more than 30 hours that I stayed awake, and and yeah, I got really wore out once I got home. You know, I kind of relaxed a little bit on the sofa, watched a little bit of TV, and shortly after that, I passed out. But many of you people who have epilepsy and are on anti epileptic drugs, you guys know that that type of um, medication kind of makes you sleepy. And that was something that I was fighting with probably my whole time while I was coming home. Like I said, I had to stay awake through the night and things like that, and yeah, it was pretty hard. Um, it helps that I've done a lot of other traveling before when I flew back and forth over to Europe and things like that. So I kind of knew how to um, accept or take things, so it wasn't too bad, but yeah, I was just so glad whenever I got home. But but yeah, so you guys do me a favor. Like I normally say, you guys drop a little bit down below and let me hear back from you guys because I always enjoy hearing things, especially when you guys tell me things that you guys have been through. Um, I always try to tell other people with epilepsy and seizures that you guys should try and travel and get around and do things. Um, and don't let anything hold you guys back. That is something I try to live by. I don't want my drugs or my seizures hold me back from wanting to do anything I want to do in life. And I feel that same way with you guys. So if you guys could do me a favor and I once again I love hearing back from you guys. So you guys take a moment and drop a little bit so I can hear back from you guys. All right. So talk to you later.